What if the woman standing beside you isn't the woman you think she is? What if her kindness, her loyalty, even her empathy are nothing more than a mask she wears when it serves her? Too many men mistake charm for character and attention for respect, and the price is devastating. Years wasted, trust shattered, and dignity traded for illusions. The truth is simple. A woman's real nature never reveals itself in the easy moments. It shows in silence, in pressure, and in how she acts when there's nothing to gain. That's why today I'm going to expose the silent tests that cut through every performance. These are the hidden signals that reveal her true character without her saying a word. Learn them, and you'll never confuse convenience for commitment again. Respect is the foundation of any connection, but the truth is, many confuse charm or politeness for respect. A woman can be soft-spoken, well-mannered, even flattering with her words, but words are cheap when actions don't align. The silent test of respect isn't in what she says when things are calm, but in how she reacts the moment boundaries are placed before her. Watch carefully when she doesn't get her way. Observe her when a decision is made that doesn't match her preference. Some women respond with grace, adjusting themselves to reality with maturity. Others reveal their true colors, using sarcasm, passive aggression, or subtle undermining to push against authority they don't accept. Respect isn't just about tone either. It's in the way she listens. Does she interrupt constantly, eager to dominate every exchange, or does she hold space for another's perspective? Even in disagreement, respect shows itself in the ability to remain composed, not belittle, not mock, not dismiss. Disagreement is healthy, disrespect is toxic, and the difference is night and day. Disagreement seeks understanding, while disrespect seeks to erode dignity. This test often comes in the smallest moments. How does she react when decisions are firm? If she rolls her eyes, sighs heavily, or uses silence as a weapon, she is telling more about her inner self than she realizes. Some women may mask this early on, showing surface-level compliance, but time always exposes the truth. Because when the mask slips, a lack of respect leaks through her body language, her tone, her choice of words. Another angle of this test lies in her attitude toward leadership. Does she appreciate guidance, or does she secretly despise it? Some women cannot stand the idea of following direction, no matter how rational it may be. They perceive cooperation as weakness, and instead of building harmony, they create tension. A woman's character is revealed in whether she can respect authority without feeling diminished by it. A strong woman does not lose her identity by respecting another's decisions. She strengthens it. But one without character will constantly test boundaries, not to improve them, but to prove she cannot be guided. Respect is also revealed in public. Pay attention to how she speaks about those close to her in front of others. If she mocks, belittles, or uses humiliation as humor, that is a glimpse into her core values. True respect is not selective. It is consistent whether in private or in the spotlight. A woman with genuine respect does not seek to score points at the expense of others. Instead, she carries herself with a quiet strength that elevates rather than diminishes. A woman's true character is never revealed when life is easy. Anyone can smile, be supportive, and play the role of loyalty when everything is smooth and convenient. The real test comes when pressure enters the picture. Pressure strips away the mask. It pulls the truth out from beneath carefully polished appearances. Stress, crisis, and uncertainty act like fire to metal. They refine or they expose. This is where you see the difference between a woman of substance and one who only played the part when it cost her nothing. Pressure comes in many forms. It could be financial difficulty, where sacrifices must be made and comfort disappears. It could be emotional stress, when exhaustion, grief, or frustration pushes patience to its limits. It could be social pressure, where outside opinions and temptations try to pull her in directions that demand she compromise. In each of these moments, her reaction is the truth test. Does she remain steady, resourceful, and composed, or does she collapse into panic, blame, and bitterness? Many can act loyal when the sun is shining. Few can remain grounded when storms arrive. When stress knocks at the door, a woman's character is revealed in her choices. Some will run at the first sign of struggle, searching for easier comfort elsewhere. Others will lash out, projecting their inner chaos on anyone close to them. But the rare ones show resilience. They adapt, they endure, they fight through without losing their integrity. This doesn't mean she never feels fear or doubt, but it does mean she refuses to let pressure break her spirit or turn her against her values. Pay attention to how she handles setbacks. Does she look for solutions, or does she only look for someone to blame? Does she stand by her principles, or does she quickly abandon them when tested? Pressure exposes selfishness quickly, because in survival mode, character-deficient women make choices that protect their comfort at the expense of others. Yet a woman of true strength reveals herself under the same fire by demonstrating patience, support, and the ability to face reality without collapsing into excuses. Even in the smallest stresses, the truth slips out. Watch her in traffic, in moments of waiting, when plans don't go perfectly. These are the cracks where hidden traits leak through. If frustration instantly turns to disrespect, entitlement, or anger, understand that this is not just a mood, it's a reflection of deeper wiring. Pressure magnifies what already exists inside. A woman who carries bitterness within will unleash it under strain. A woman who carries discipline and respect within will reveal those same traits when tested by hardship. Loyalty is never proven in declarations. It is proven in silence and in moments when no one is watching. Anyone can claim to be loyal when it benefits them, but the reality of loyalty shows up when temptation and opportunity appear. A woman's true character is revealed not when she tells you she is loyal, but when she faces situations that test whether she will stand firm or compromise for her own gain. Loyalty is about consistency of behavior, not convenience of words. One of the clearest ways loyalty reveals itself is in how she handles absence. When the person she claims to care for is not present, when there is no one to monitor her, her choices reveal the truth. Does she maintain the same boundaries, or does she become careless the moment the eyes of accountability are gone? Loyalty is not about how she acts when she is seen. It is about how she carries herself in the unseen. A woman who guards her dignity, even when she has every chance to betray it, demonstrates strength of character. A woman who shifts her behavior depending on who is watching reveals weakness in her core. Another aspect of loyalty is how she responds when temptation comes in subtle forms. It may not always be dramatic betrayals. Sometimes it is small compromises, casual flirting, entertaining validation from men outside her commitment, or entertaining opportunities that feed her ego at the expense of trust. The way she reacts in those moments shows what she values most. Does she resist because her integrity matters more, or does she indulge because the attention feels good in the moment? These small tests build the foundation of trust, and failing them repeatedly is a sign of deeper disloyalty waiting to emerge. Loyalty also shines when personal advantage is at stake. When given the chance to elevate herself by stepping on someone else, does she take it or does she hold her ground? Many reveal that their loyalty only extends as far as their own comfort. When loyalty becomes costly, when it requires sacrifice or patience, that is when character either rises or collapses. A woman who stands firm, even when it delays her gratification, even when it costs her opportunities, is showing that her word and her principles matter more than temporary rewards. There is also the test of how she speaks when her partner or loved ones are absent. If she uses that time to complain, ridicule, or share private matters with others, she is displaying disloyalty at the core. Words spoken in secret are the truest indicators of loyalty. A woman who guards respect in conversation, even when the subject is not present, is demonstrating that her loyalty is not a performance, but a conviction. The opposite is equally true. When she entertains gossip, mockery, or discloses private matters to outsiders, she reveals a betrayal that doesn't need physical action to be real disloyalty. Attention is one of the most powerful currencies in human psychology, and how a woman handles it says everything about her true character. For some, attention is like oxygen. They crave it, chase it, and shape their lives around keeping it flowing. For others, attention is a test they master with discipline, understanding that dignity is far more valuable than fleeting validation. The way a woman manages the gaze of the world, especially from men, is a silent measure of her integrity. A woman who thrives only on external validation reveals insecurity at her core. She may say she is committed, she may speak of loyalty, but if every glance, like, or compliment from outside pulls her energy, then her stability is built on sand. She needs constant reminders from the outside to feel valuable, and that hunger for validation never stays small. It grows. Over time, it becomes the hidden engine driving her choices, making her vulnerable to temptation and distraction. The attention test is most visible in social environments. Notice how she behaves when men outside her circle give her interest. Does she dismiss it respectfully, holding her boundaries firm, or does she invite it with subtle signals, lingering eye contact, suggestive body language, or the kind of laughter designed to encourage pursuit? These micro moments reveal where her loyalty and self-control truly stand. A woman who guards her dignity does not need to put on a performance for strangers because she values what she has more than the shallow thrill of validation. The digital world has magnified this test. Social media is a breeding ground for attention addiction. Does she post purely to share moments of life, or is every image carefully crafted bait for approval and admiration? The constant hunt for likes, comments, and DMs is not harmless. It is evidence of a restless need to be noticed, a craving that never fully dies. The woman who cannot detach her worth from the attention of strangers online will struggle to carry integrity offline. But not all women fail this test. Some understand that attention can be a weapon. They reject it not because they lack options, but because they recognize the danger of becoming enslaved to it. Their value isn't determined by how many eyes follow them, but but by how consistently they honor themselves, regardless of who is watching. A woman with discipline doesn't play games with validation. She may receive attention, but she does not feed on it. She understands that entertaining every admirer is not a sign of power, but of weakness. The true character of a woman under the attention test is revealed in silence, when no one tells her how to act, when no one forces her hand. The choices she makes in those unspoken moments, when she is free to indulge or free to reject, expose whether her strength is real or just an act. The measure of true character is often revealed not in how a woman treats those above her, but in how she treats those beneath her. Status, power, and influence have a way of bending people's behavior. Many will act kind and generous toward those they admire, or those who can elevate them, but strip away the benefit and the mask begins to slip. The empathy test is simple yet powerful. Watch closely how she treats people who cannot give her anything in return. The waiter, the cleaner, the cashier, the stranger, asking for help on the street. These interactions are silent windows into her soul. A woman may speak of compassion. She may post quotes about kindness. She may even volunteer publicly when eyes are on her, but empathy is not a performance. It is a habit of the heart that surfaces instinctively in the smallest encounters. When a woman is dismissive, arrogant, or condescending to those she considers beneath her, she is exposing a part of her core that words cannot cover. Conversely, when she shows patience, respect, and humility to those who hold no power over her, she demonstrates a depth of character that cannot be faked for long. This test also plays out in private relationships. When someone close to her makes a mistake, when they are vulnerable, when they fail, does she respond with ridicule and judgment? Or does she show understanding and support? Empathy doesn't mean tolerating everything, but it does mean being able to see beyond her own perspective. A woman who cannot extend empathy to the people in her circle will eventually reveal that her care is conditional, tied only to convenience and perfection. The truest form of empathy shows during conflict. Anyone can be sweet when things are smooth, but when disagreements arise, when emotions flare, that is when her ability to step outside of herself is tested. Does she strike to wound with words that cut deep, or does she try to understand even in frustration? This distinction separates those who only act kind when it benefits them from those whose kindness is rooted in their nature. Empathy is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is the ability to hold compassion while maintaining boundaries, the ability to care without being naive. A woman with true empathy does not pick and choose who deserves respect based on status or appearance. She operates from a standard of dignity that applies to everyone, regardless of what they can offer her. That consistency is rare, and it is one of the clearest markers of true character.